business major, concentrated in organizational management from Ellicott City, Maryland, and I go to Howard University. Um, and so what I want to talk to you about is I'm a big fan of your work, and so I just I just want to chat, you know.
If you were a young woman in my shoes, what would you be thinking about?
I know you heard that. So if you were a young woman in my shoes, what is the best tip that you would give me?
What does your father tell you?
What does my father tell me? Well, my father tells me that he watches you actually.
Mm-hmm.
All the men in my life, like the older men, they watch you and they say to, well, you asked one lady if she was raised to be a wife,
Mm-hmm.
and I was raised to be a wife.
Okay.
And that's how I feel. I find that amongst my peers, that's not the popular narrative. You know, you seem as if you're gonna like you're wrong for wanting to be a wife, for wanting to be a woman in a relationship. Um,
Are you in a relationship?
no.
Have you been in a relationship?
Yes.
How long ago?
I got out of it in February.
How long did it last?
A year.
When you graduate, what do you plan on doing?
Well, I'm interning right now. I don't have a specific like job that I want, but I have a bunch of internships, and I'm
What do
just
you want to do in your
navigating.
20s?
What do I want to do in my 20s? If I had it my way, I would be a stay-at-home mom and raise my children. And then, or I would start my career when I have children, I would take care of them. And then I would, you know, when they get old enough, I would want to go back to work. But I would definitely like to have that flexibility.
How many children do you want?
Too, but then I also think about living in this modern day. I fear for children and I fear for, you know, the way that I fear for them growing up in this world. And what I mean by that is in terms of, you know, they don't play outside anymore. They want to be involved in the screens. And there's a less interpersonal communication going
Whose
on.
responsibility is that?
Their parents, and that's why I would, you know, step in there. But then they would be like a different kid. And when you're a different kid, you're like, Mom, I want to do this. I want to do this. And it can just become a huge fight
Fight with whom?
between a child and their parents.
On what planet?
Okay, not a fight, not a fight. But the kid is always nagging and saying, "Oh, I want a phone. I want a
It's
phone."
called a belt.
I know. I know. But the belt, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be, but I shouldn't say that.
You said you were raised to be a wife?
Yes.
What did your mother raise you to do for a man?
What did my mother raise me to do? What?
For a man.
Be a support system, cook, clean, um, to be, I don't, you know, I'm on here and I'm on live with you, honestly. So I'm gonna, like, I'm at a loss for words in terms of what it means to be a wife. But I
And
feel that
how can you say you were raised to be a wife then?
in society, there's a certain connotation as what a wife is.
Use simple words. Don't worry about the college words.
A wife is a woman in a relationship. Oh, my
No,
connection is, or your connection is breaking
your
up.
my connection's fine. I have 5 bars.
Can you see me now?
No,
Okay.
not. A wife doesn't
Um,
have a connotation, ma'am. A wife is a job duty, just like a husband.
a
Cooking,
job
cleaning.
duty to take care of the household.
Cooking, cleaning is something you have to do for yourself.
Hmm.
What specifically did your mother teach you to do for the man in your life?
There wasn't something where she sat down and was like, Emerson, you do
Then you
this and
can't,
this.
then you can't, then you weren't raised to be a wife.
Okay.
But I saw her be a wife.
Yeah, I exactly. I saw her be a wife. So
You can
like
watch somebody do
couldn't
kung fu, that doesn't matter.
Okay, so to you, what does it mean to be a wife?
You
And
need
what
to,
response
okay, you need, these are questions you need to ask your mother. You need to go ask your mother, Mom, what does it mean to be a wife? What am I supposed to do for my husband? How am I supposed to do these things?
Okay.
I think he'll be a better person to ask than me. She's your mother.
Hmm.
Does she have the knowledge?
Hmm.
Then why didn't she transfer it to you if that's her number one duty?
Well, she says Emerson, like, I mean, when you're growing up, they say, don't wear provocative clothing.
They told you what not to do, but what did she tell you to do?
Well, you cook, you clean,
You
you
have to do that for your survival.
you support them in their endeavors with
Yeah, no, that's a passive. That's basically give me instructions and I'll do. No, proactive. I asked you a question. Does she have the knowledge? You said yes. I asked you why didn't she transmit it to you if it's her number one job? The mother is the first teacher of the child and the transmitter of the culture. Why did your mother, who has the knowledge, not transfer it to you? No, I'm not talking to you.
I don't know. I don't
Then that's a
know.
question you need to ask your mother. Because that's one of the problems we have today is so many women aren't teaching their daughters how to be wise. Did your mother encourage? I'm not talking to you, sir. I'm talking to the women. Please respect my show. Did your mother encourage you to go to college?
Yes.
Did your mother encourage you to pursue a career?
Yes.
So your mother has encouraged you more to be an individual.
No. In terms of going to college, she says you need to get a college education
For what reason? To get a job.
to get a job.
To be an individual.
However, but
No,
that's
no, no. See, your instinct is to defend your mother. I'm not trying to, what I'm saying, your mother has told you what not to do, then she's told you what to do. Don't dress provocatively, go to college to get a degree so you can get a job, a career. But I ask you, what has she told you to do for a man? And there's crickets. Then you said you were raised to be a wife, but by whom? This is where the women are failing you young girls, mothers included. You said your mother has the knowledge. Then go ask her, Mom, you told me not to dress provocatively. You encouraged me to go to college. But what do I need to do for my husband?
okay. So she's told me to be a confidant, to be, supportive.
That is passive.
What do you mean by
A
passive?
confidant means I come to you and I confide in you. What has she actively told you to do for a man? Like cooking and cleaning. What has she actively told you? She said, be there to support him. How? To be a confidant. In short, your mother hasn't taught you.
Okay. So in terms of, I understand. So for you, or not for you, but in general, what does it mean to be a wife? What is this active
That's not,
definition?
in general, it's for women of the village to teach the younger women of the village. I'm pointing you to the knowledge base. I'm
Oh,
supposed to teach the
okay.
men how to be warriors. I'm
Okay,
supposed to
so
teach the men how to fight. That's not my job to teach you. You have a mother. The first question you asked me is X, Y, and Z. And I said, what? What does your,
mother.
the first thing I said is, what does your father tell you?
Yeah.
The first thing I said, and you said, he told me these things.
Hmm.
All right. That's his job. That's his duty. What has your mother told you to do for a man? Your husband. She's told you what to do for Emerson to be a self-sustaining adult, cooking and cleaning. You do that for yourself. Going to college. She did not tell you to go to college to find a husband, did she?
Yes.
Did she teach you how?
Well, then what I
Has
was
your
taught is
mother taught you how?
you don't
You,
approach a man.
but
You
what did
let
she
men
teach
approach
you to do?
to basically to
Nothing.
sit pretty.
Passive. And this is why Becky, Marisol, and Mylene get the black men, because the women aren't teaching you guys how to actively go after. She's telling you to go to college to find a husband, but she's not telling you how to actively even put yourself. You're just supposed to sit there. Well, how would this approach work if you wanted to succeed scholastically or academically? Just showing up.
What approach?
Just showing up.
Oh, it wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Okay, well, are women supposed to approach men?
It's not the question. It's not the question. Your mother is supposed to teach you how to do something for a man,
Hmm.
how to attract a man, how to keep a man, how to work with a man.
I understand.
Do you have
But
any
I want
sisters?
to know. I want to
Do
know.
you? Okay, but you need to ask your mother. I'm not going to overstep that line. Do you have any sisters?
Yes.
Do you have any brothers?
Yes.
Does your father teach your brother? Is your brother's older or younger?
Younger.
Does your father teach your brothers what a man is supposed to do?
If
How much younger? How old is the youngest?
17. So he's not quite there yet.
But okay, does your if your father's teaching you and watching me, he should be teaching his sons. But I'm asking your mother, has she taught? How many sisters do you have?
One.
You're older or younger?
Older.
Is she married?
Mm-hmm.
What has your sister taught you about finding working with the man?
She has, well, she is a stay-at-home mom
Hmm.
and she worked, but then, once they had a
But
child,
what has she taught you? I mean, how many years older is she than you?
like 16.
So by the same mother?
Yes.
So your mother taught
She's a half sister, but
half
quote
sister,
unquote.
meaning what? She's your different father? Different
Mm-hmm.
father? Was
Mm-hmm.
she raised in the house with you?
No. Because she's old. I mean, so it was a long time ago. Like it was she
Well, if
had her
you're,
own.
all I'm trying to understand is if your older sister's married, who taught her how to be a wife?